I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Okay, next is Can It Be? Can it be? Can it be? Can it be God's love in me? All this joy and energy is mine to share today. Can you see? Can you see? I was made God's love to be. In everything I say and do, I'll be God's love for you. Can it be? Can it be? Can it be God's love so free? All you feel within your heart is yours to share today. Can you see? Can you see? You were made God's love to be. With everything you say and do, we'll see God's love in you. Can it be? Can it be? Can it be God's love you see? All this joy and energy is ours to share today. Can you see? Can you see? We were made God's love to be. In everything we say and do, we are God's love for you. And next, I love myself the way I am. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing that needs to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage, your tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I've judged are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change inside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Thank you. You sound lovely. We're now going to sing the Lord's Prayer, so if you'd like to connect with your neighbor. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. Oh, I'm not sure who's doing the announcements today. Thanks, Leah.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Palm Sunday. You know, when I grew up in the Catholic Church, that was one of the things you look forward to, getting all those little palms at the end of the service. And my mother, being Italian, we had 1 million crucifixes in the house, and every crucifix had a palm for the rest of the year. Glad those days are over. All right. Do we have anyone here for the very first time today? If we do, we have a little package of information we'd like to share with you about Unity. Okay. And today, Daniel Crowley is hosting a Unity community bike ride at 1 o'clock in Dry Creek, right? Okay. Yeah, it should be. Are there refreshments afterwards? Oh, okay. So like no chocolate? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. On Thursday, April 12th, Unity is hosting a viewing of the film As a Man Thinketh. And it's based on James Allen's book, which was written in 1903. I remember that year. Regarding the power and application of thought. So we encourage you to join us, and if you know of anyone else, bring a friend. It's good film. On April 19th, gosh, we're in April already? Yeah. April 19th through May 24th from 2 to 4 and from 6:30 to 8:30. We're going to have a class, Finding Yourself in Transition, Using Life's Changes for Spiritual Awakening, which is a 6-week class hosted and taught by our own Reverend Cindy. Okay. And this class counts for credit if you're planning to perhaps get licensed further down the road. I'm sure we can all put that in our schedules, right? Earth Day, April 22nd, we're offering an e-waste collection to all of you. So if you have old electronic items, except for TVs and monitors, we can't accept those. Please bring them in on that day, and we will have a pickup. So start your spring cleaning. We started it with Lent, and now we go right into Earth Day, right? Shredding. If you have any confidential documents you've been hanging on to and are ready to clean out your closets, yes, and get rid of those, we want to schedule a shredding day, all right? So we need to have an idea of what the quantity might be. There's a minimum requirement, and think of it as the banker's boxes, the storage boxes we use in offices. So if you could get back to Laura about that, then we can see if we can get that planned. There's a holiday craft fair on Saturday, November 3rd. And Donna Lavera and Laura, our office manager, are currently getting things ready and starting to contact vendors. So if you know of anyone who has a special skill, they don't have to be a professional craftsperson. You know, maybe they make candy canes for Christmas. Who knows? And they might like to be there. Please let Donna or Laura know. Okay, there's a special preschool team meeting today right after service. So where's Barbara? Okay. Oh, you're here? Yeah. Okay. You're the new Barbara? Okay. I'm just teasing. Okay. And we would like the preschool team to meet in the sanctuary for a short meeting. And we are very pleased to announce, some of you know this, some of you don't, that we have a licensed Unity teaching candidate in our midst. Carrie, can you stand for a moment, please? Bravo. Okay. She's been part of our congregation now for a couple of years, and she's moving forward with getting that credential. And guess who's helping her? Yay, Reverend Cindy. Okay, so yeah. So she's going to be joining us and assisting in services, correct, Cindy? Okay, and so we welcome that and look forward to it. We still have a few volunteers needed for greeters, and you don't have to do it every Sunday, and you don't even have to be the most outgoing person in the world. As long as you can hand somebody a piece of paper, you've done your job, right? Although it would be nice to hand it with a smile. So we welcome people. And I think there's just a few openings on the Love in Action calendar. 2 openings. Okay.
I was just, next week is Easter Sunday, and I don't know if people will hang around or not, but it'd be nice if people wanted to bring something for like a brunch, you know, or after church.
We always welcome that. Diane.
No, I'm just thinking out loud.
Okay. Well, and again, if I'm here, chocolate is mandatory, so, you know, bring the chocolate.
It's a food group, folks.
It's a food group. I want to say just a bit about the preschool. We are in the process of getting the plans drawn. We were in the process of approaching several architects to do the plans, and I don't know what's going on in Modesto, but everyone's got the slow-mo bug. They just can't seem to commit to doing plans. We have had a bid from the city, which we are going to move forward with. And once those plans are done, then we take them back to the contractors to bid, and then we can get started. So we are still on track to move forward. It's a little slower than we anticipated, but we'll get there. All right. So if any of you have any questions, feel free to contact the preschool committee. How many here are on the preschool committee? Why don't we all stand up and let people see who you are? Okay. So any of these people, and the new Barbara back there standing there. Yeah. Feel free to. Barbara ask.
No, it's not Tuesday.
Feel free to approach any of them, or any of the board members will be happy to fill you in. And once again, thank you for all of your support. Isn't that a line from a TV show? Thank you for all your support. I don't know. I'm showing my age. Thank you.
Just one more thing, I'm ordering script today, so if anybody has ideas for Mother's Day and graduations coming up, please consider gift cards and see me at the service.
So if we can start with the monthly affirmation, which always appears magically up here. But if not, we have it in the bulletin, bottom of the first page, and there we are. Together, I am guided. I am in tune with Spirit's guidance. And for Palm Sunday, which I have, I'll get there. Here we go. Palm Sunday. I surrender to the Christ of my being, and I am at peace. Palm Sunday represents the day Jesus rode into Jerusalem. Metaphysically, Jerusalem represents a place of peace. And Jesus rode into peace. How can we also ride into peace? Jesus said, "My peace I give to you," which is cited from John 14:27. We experience peace when we realize the Christ Spirit is already within us. As we recognize this innate part of us, peace comes naturally. The I am within guides our thoughts, our words, our actions, and we express peace. As we enter the last week of our Lenten journey, we prepare for our ego personality to be crucified and the Christ Spirit in us to triumph. We know that peace is our natural state of being when we enter into the silence, the secret place of the Most High. We can live in this peace and carry it with us into our daily activities.
We're now preparing for meditation. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought by day or by night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Be thou my wisdom and thou my true word. I ever with thee and thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father and I thy true Son. Thou I with thee one.
As we prepare for meditation today, center yourself in this room and in this place. And breathe deeply. Let your hands fall gently into your lap and open yourself, open your heart. Jesus said, "My peace I give you." So let us open to the peace of this week. The peace that transcends everything. As life goes on around us, if we can find that center, that moment of peace within, we know we'll be all right. So if we can capture that now in this place and time and feel what it feels like and hear what it sounds like and smell what it smells like, at any time and at any place that things get a little less than peaceful, we can bring ourselves back to that moment in time where peace is. And peace is within, in the silence. As we move into this holy week, I ask that you stay as centered as possible in the peace of the moment, each moment. Peace be with you always. Good morning. Let you come out of that one gently. Y'all went really deep on that one. It's lovely, huh? One of these days, somebody will snore in the middle of a meditation. It's happened before to me. I have to keep telling myself it's not because I'm boring. It's just that you're nice, relaxed. So today is Palm Sunday, and it is traditionally in Lent the 5th Sunday of the month, or of the Lenten season, and it has a special significance. And my talk today is going to set us up for what comes after Easter. There's a series coming. You won't want to miss it. So Palm Sunday is the Sunday preceding Easter. This is from Keep a True Lent by Charles Fillmore. Jerusalem, the holy city, symbolizes within us the habitation of peace, possession of peace, vision of peace, abode of prosperity within us. In man, Jerusalem is the abiding consciousness of spiritual peace, which is the result of continuous realizations of spiritual power tempered with spiritual poise and confidence. Jerusalem symbolizes the great nerve center just back of the heart. From this point, spirit sends its radiance to all parts of the body. Jesus symbolizes our I am identity. His going up to Jerusalem means our taking the last step in unfoldment, preparatory to the final step, when the personality is entirely crucified and the Christ triumphs. So today, biblically, is Palm Sunday, and that's when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on the ass or the donkey, and they laid the palms down and all that, right? So how many of you remember that from earlier traditions? Anybody not remember that? Those of us who are Catholic remember it well. And basically what happens is, this is all chronicled in John chapter 19, and it takes us from the time that he enters Jerusalem till the time that he is tried and eventually crucified. So that takes us through Friday of this coming week, okay? So one of the most important parts of the crucifixion of Jesus is commemorated on Good Friday. It's what he said while he was on the cross that has great import for us. And there are 7 last words that he uttered. They're actually phrases, but they call it the 7 last words of Jesus. And each one of this has an attribute about it. So we're going to go through that in a minute. The Course in Miracles says this about crucifixion: teach only love, for that is what you are. If you interpret the crucifixion any other way, you are using it as a weapon for assault, rather than as the call for peace for which it was intended. Peace keeps coming up. Have you noticed this? In every reading I've given you so far, the context of peace is there. So the crucifixion is not about dying to something. It's about, or dying on the cross. It's about dying to something within us that we no longer need, and awakening to something new and better. The Revealing Word says this: the crucifixion is the crossing out in consciousness of errors that have become fixed states of mind, also known as habits in our thoughts. The surrender or death of the whole personality in order that the Christ mind may be expressed in all its fullness. The crucifixion of Jesus represents the wiping of personality out of consciousness. We deny human self so that we may unite with the selfless. We give up the mortal so we can attain the immortal. And we dissolve the thoughts of the physical body so we may realize the spiritual body. So the crucifixion is an internal working that we're going to carry through April and May. We're going to get really into this. So when we talk about personality, we are talking about the mask we wear. You know, we get up and we look in the mirror and there's that self, you know, the one without the makeup and the hair's like, that self, you know, the real self that nobody on their right mind needs to see. That's part of our personality, and it's part of the mask we put on. So as we have different roles, those too can be masks. The mask of parent, the mask of teacher, the mask of minister, the mask of whatever you are and do in your real life. But they may not resonate and be our authentic self. I have in the past been accused of being snotty because I have this face that when I'm concentrating kind of goes into mean mode and I get really focused. And it's not that I don't know what's going on around me. It's just that I'm right here, right now, and I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. And I'm not snotty at all. And I'm not, overly capable. I mean, I got all these failures and stuff, but I don't let that out a lot. When I cry up here, it's for real. Trust me on this, because I don't cry in public. So the authentic self is when we let all of that stuff fall away and we open our hearts and allow that which is within our God self to shine forth. So the 7 last words are kind of a blueprint for us to follow as we move into this time of transformation. And it begins today, and it kind of crescendos at Easter, and then usually what happens, it just kind of falls off and it all goes away once the chocolate's put away. We're going to take it into April and May and look at some of these things in a much more depth because it's important to our spiritual growth. Much of what I'm talking about comes from this book called The 7 Living Words, rather than Last Words, by Reverend Mark Anthony Lord. And I found this book right after it was published at Unity Village. It's well read. So we're going to go into this. So I'm going to give you kind of a synopsis today. We'll do Easter next week, and then starting April 8th, we're going to get into it. The first statement that Jesus made was, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And that's from Luke chapter 23, verse 24. So our first word is forgiveness. Nothing spiritual happens without forgiveness. It is one of the 2 things that Jesus came to teach. The first one was love. The second was forgiveness. And you have neither one without the other. Until we sit down and actually do serious spiritual forgiveness, we run into the habit of holding on to regret, resentment, anger, feeling less than, all these emotions that make us human, but aren't necessarily in our highest and best good. I have done a lot of forgiveness work. I started doing something called radical forgiveness in 2006. It is my default. It is what I do when I get triggered by something. I have a worksheet that I go into my silent spaces. I keep it in my office. I have it on my computer. I have it everywhere in my house. And when I get triggered by something, I do a forgiveness worksheet because I know that my freedom comes from forgiving others, other people, myself, agencies, organizations, other drivers on the freeway. And I know that my spiritual path has been deepened by doing the forgiveness work. Without it, we are in continual state of crucifixion. That's the first word. The second word is, today you will be with me in paradise. And that's from Luke 23:45. So the word for that phrase is now. And when he's speaking, he's talking about, when he speaks of paradise, he's talking about the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is within us always. It's right here in right now. It's not yesterday, it's not tomorrow. It's right here and right now. And when we think of the past, there's regret. And when we think of the future, it's worry. And there's so much written about staying in this moment right now. Being present to what is. So the second word is now. The third one is behold your son, behold your mother. That's from John chapter 19, verse 26. And the word for this passage is oneness. And what he's talking about is that when he's talking to his mom from the cross, he's saying, I get it. You're me and I'm you. Just as most of us who are parents, there's a piece of us in our children, and our children are a piece, we're a piece of them and they're a piece of us. So as brothers and sisters on this planet, as humans, you are my brother. You are my mother. You are my sister. You are my father. We are each within each other. That's oneness. The fourth one is, my God, why have you forsaken me? And this is in Matthew chapter 27, verse 46, and in Mark 15, 34. The word here is truth. So Jesus is on the cross and he's being crucified, and he's having this human moment of, you left me here hanging, literally. And the truth of it is, he wasn't. He was here to demonstrate that even in the most dire of circumstances, God is always with us. In every moment, in everything that we do, we are never, ever alone. And that, folks, is our truth. That's our truth. The next one is I thirst, which is in John chapter 19, verse 28. And the word here is vision. Vision. When we thirst for something, there's an idea that we're holding in our minds. There's a vision there. And the more we thirst, the more we put power behind our steps to reach that vision so that we can achieve it and then move into the next vision and thirst again. It's the process of manifestation. The next one is, it is finished. From John 19, verse 30. Remember that number 7 that I talked about a few weeks ago? 7 meaning completion. Today is Palm Sunday. There are 7 days before Jesus rises on Easter Sunday. There's a time of completion for this transformation from the time he went into Jerusalem on this Sunday to the time that he was crucified, died, was buried, and rose again next Sunday. So every transformation must have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And lastly, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Luke chapter 23, verse 46. Our last word is surrender. In order for transformation to take place, we have to surrender something. A habit, a thought, a perception, something must be surrendered. Forgiveness, you must be willing to surrender that which no longer serves you. In order to reach the truth, You may have to surrender an untruth. So surrender is the last word that we look at. And notice that's been kind of like my life journey. My spiritual journey has been all around surrender because I'm a control freak. So what I realize is truly, folks, we're not in charge of much anyway. So just let it go. So let me recap. So the first word is forgiveness. The second one is now. The third one is oneness. The fourth is truth. The fifth is vision. The sixth is completion. And the seventh is surrender. So traditions, those of us, how many of you came from the Catholic tradition? Okay. So you know that on on Good Friday, actually, what happens is the Christ candle that's in the sanctuary is extinguished until Easter Sunday. So in honor of that, because I do honor my Catholic upbringing, I'm going to extinguish our candle. And we'll relight it during the service next Sunday. This is to commemorate the crucifixion of Jesus, the transformational work that he did to show us how we can do it, and to set us up for what's coming after Easter. Have a blessed and peaceful Holy Week. Thank you.
How you doing?
Into thy hands I commit my spirit. Thy will is my will. Heal me at death, so that I may glorify God. Reveal that which needs to be revealed. Heal that which needs to be healed, so that I may glorify God.
Into thy hands I commit my spirit. Thy will is my will. Heal me at death, so that I may glorify God.
Into thy hands I commit my spirit.
And since nobody said I'm new today, all of us know what this box is and what is in here. For these are the prayers that have been added to this box for our prayer ministry, and then on to silent ministry at Unity. And it's interesting, thank you for your talk today. You understand that names don't just show up. They're actually put in here in response to one of those 7 words. Wherever you are on your journey through those 7 stages, at some point you said, a name must be in the box. Be it my name, or a family name, or a friend. But they're here by divine appointment. And they're in this box by divine appointment so that we may pray over them for 30 days. And Father, thank you so much for bringing these names, these personalities, these people to our attention so that we may minister to them in your name. And the greatest good is always forthcoming. So it is. Amen.
Now is the time for our love offering. Am I on? Do I now? Okay. I would like to honor, first of all, Margaret, who always pulls out the most perfect songs. I give her song titles or talk titles, and the music always just is dead on. So thank you so much for the work that you do. And the altar today is stunning, stunning. I had a vision and a conversation with Jerry on Friday, and I was blessed with this morning. So from my heart, I am grateful, grateful. So let's say our offering statement. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
And please join me in singing The Love in Me. The love in me beholds the love in you. The joy in me beholds the joy in you. The light in me beholds the light in you. We are one in the peace of the Lord. The love in me beholds the love in you. The joy in me beholds the joy in you. The light in me beholds the light in you. We are one in the peace of the Lord.
We are so grateful. We have so many blessings that come to us each and every day. And our tithes and love offerings are only a part of that. This community is filled with love, joy, appreciation, and willingness. So we receive these love offerings as a token of all that is given, all that is shared, all that is blessed here at Unity of Modesto. For we know we are doing God's work. So we bless this and multiply this and send it out to do good works to the world, knowing it is ours to do right here and right now. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
And now we're going to circle up and say the prayer for protection and then sing the peace song. Okay, together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be.